Boy, that's impressive right there. Look at the size of that rack. He's got some stickers on him.
That's a good buck. Wow.
Oh my goodness, I hope to die. That's a good buck. What a buck.
2010 Wisconsin deer season.
It's a family tradition.
It's just awesome hunting up here in Wisconsin.
There's big trophies in every county in this state.
Well, one thing's for sure, the genetics are here. I think that's him.
Outwalks this beautiful 10-pointer.
He's got to be at least 170.
And I'm telling myself, just calm down.
Another step or two right there. Here comes the shot.
Biggest deer I ever shot with a shotgun, that's for sure.
I'm shaking.
We're Winchester.
Just now breaking daylight. Beautiful sunrise. We're traveling down the road going to Wisconsin. I'm super excited. Paul's been emailing me some fantastic pictures of some whitetail. Wish you were all here. That way you could drive.
Well, when you pull into town, you see all these, welcome signs, and they're on the bars and gas stations. And as soon as you get to Wisconsin, you feel welcomed right off the bat.
There's big trophies in every county in this state.
Nothing says Wisconsin like cheese, the Packers, and big white-tailed deer. And Wisconsin's reputation is justly deserved, with more Boone and Crockett record book whitetail coming from the state than from any other, including the one-time world's record taken in 1914 by hunter James Jordan, and holding that rank until 1993.
This hunt started actually many, many years ago when I was at the Whitetail Challenge and then met Paul, Tammy, and Seth Keller.
Landowner Paul Keller's been managing for trophy bucks here for decades, and in the past 2 seasons, Bob's proven the quality of the whitetail with the deer he's taken with bow and shotgun.
Wisconsin in the middle of the rut. You gotta love this one. Nice buck right there.
And the bucks are on the lodge wall as proof.
Nice addition, huh?
Some nice bucks. Got them back from the taxidermist. That's your last year's exploits here.
We had him in camp here the first year, and we really clicked. We had a good time. I mean, he lives in a different state, but I mean, he fits right in.
I'm too sexy for my cheese. I'm too sexy for my cheese. Yeah. You think I'll fit in Wisconsin? Maybe I can go to the Packers game.
Bob's just outside Cheesehead Central, Lambeau Field, on Paul's private land in Marion, where scores of book deer have come from the surrounding area.
Holy geez, you got deer on the field already.
Yeah, they're just waiting.
Oh my God, it's a whole field full.
We should maybe run over and take a look at them, huh?
Oh yeah, I just got here, but I'll get back in the truck again.
Let's go.
I've lived on this property all my life, 44 years, and I've hunted it for about 32. And we've been practicing the quality deer management for approximately 23 years, somewhere in there.
3 o'clock, they're out there early, huh?
Yeah, they're out there feeding. A couple days till season starts here.
They still chasing?
Yep, just on the tail end of it, but they're doing some breeding yet.
That always helps. It keeps those bucks, and those does moving almost all day, if you get the right doe in there.
He's got lots of does, he's got lots of food, he's got lots of hiding places, he treats it with kid gloves, he's got cameras everywhere.
Some of these bucks have been looked at, 3-4 times. I mean, you've passed them, you've watched them, you've sat in a stand and kind of kicked yourself because, boy, that was a shooter, but just one more year.
Well, one thing's for sure, the genetics are here. It's up to you to let them grow up.
I get turned right here. That shouldn't bother him, should it?
No, that should be fine.
And I get this spotting scope up on there. Oh my goodness. We no more than got here and there's our buck. Look at that buck. He's just walking by another good buck. They may get her breeding here.
And that doe looks like she's in heat.
Yeah, she's got her tail out and everything. He's got to breed her. He's trying to lift her right up. Look at that. picking her right up off the ground. Look at that. That is absolutely unbelievable. Look at you looking back at them other deer. Oh, Paul, that's a heck of a buck.
Yeah, he's got to be at least 170.
Look at the body on him. Look at, oh, he's right up on her now. He's gonna breed her right now. That's incredible.
What are the chances of that?
That's unbelievable.
I've hunted this property for 32 years and I've never seen a buck breed a doe in the wild, never.
You know, I never waited for a whole lot of bucks. Wouldn't that be something if we can get up there and actually kill that same buck?
Well, he's only 40 acres from your stand, so you got a real good chance.
Oh, that is super, super. I'm psyched up already. I ain't went hunting. That was worth the drive right there.
You go to sleep that night and you're having dreams about this buck, you know, getting it under your stand. Oh, there he goes. I think that's him. Oh, that's it. I couldn't even talk. He's trailing through the door. No, he's behind that tree right there. I can't see. There's that right there. Here comes his.
Winchester Legends is brought to you by Winchester Repeating Arms, the guns that work. By Hunter Specialties, for sportsmen by sportsmen. By Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram, and by Swarovski Optic.
You're getting up in the morning, you're packing your lunch, and you're getting into your stand a good hour before daylight, and you're sitting there, and it's frosty, and you can hear deer walking around you and crunching. Well, it's the first morning of Wisconsin season, and I had to get there before the sun came up. It's cold in Wisconsin. I hit that remote, boom, my truck starts up, the little light comes on my mirror. As I'm getting my hunting gear around and drinking my last pot of coffee, you know, I'll go out, open up my Ram box, put my shotgun in there, put all my clothes and stuff in there. They've got lights everywhere. More Rams got more lights on it, and they put them in every place that you need them. I don't care if you're opening up your glove box, where you open up your compartment box inside. Everything from your Ram box, the fog, it's got a light and it's gonna help you out going on down the road. It spoils me. And at my age, I love being spoiled. The temperature dropped a little bit, 38 degrees. Should be a great morning. I get into the woods and I try to do it as like a sniper. I get in undetected and I try to leave undetected. Here comes the big one right there. They're looking at him. I've had the opportunity to hunt just about any place you can hunt, and I've taken all 9 species of whitetail, and there's some times that, you know, spot and stalk presents itself. There's time when I used rattling and grunting, but most generally, I'm a sitter.
In Wisconsin, and especially here, we sit in what you'd call a shooting house or enclosed blind.
You get in early, you set, you stay quiet, you try to stay as scent free as possible. Wind's blowing in, the deer was kind of in the field, and an hour went by and some of the deer were leaving, and we seen some more, and all of a sudden we got a flash of a real nice buck. You could tell it was a big beam deer, but you really didn't know what it was for sure. Oh, there he goes, there he goes. Of course, you know, we're starting to reminisce on that, you know, that deer breeding that, and what's the chances that he'll come in under your stand.
Man, if I was ever hoping for a deer, especially when we got that footage of him breeding that doe, I mean, we got 8 minutes of him up on and off and looking at the other bucks and up and off and again. I said, man, I'd love to wait for that buck.
I knew that that deer was in this area where Bob was going to be hunting, and that still doesn't mean anything. It's still a free-range property, and that deer can be anywhere.
I just said, well, I better put this side window down. So I reached up and I put the side window down, and I kind of leaned back in a chair, and I looked off the side, and this doe just come running out of no place off to the side. And right behind it is that buck. I go, that's it. I couldn't even talk. I think that's him. That's him. I can see just his left side of his rack. We finally got turned around over there, and and it was like, didn't have to range find him because I probably could have shot him with a bow. And
one thing's for sure, no matter what I pick up, I do my homework at home.
This episode of Training Camp is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend.
well, all the homework had been done in Pennsylvania the year before. I'm using the same shotgun and the same ammo, the XP3 2 3/4 300 grain saboted bullet.
The XP3 is Winchester's highest velocity slug for rifled barrel shotguns. The polymer tip improves downrange ballistics, and the 10-core slug expands on impact and transfers massive energy, deep penetration, and hardcore knockdown power on monster whitetails and other big game.
Whoa, we got ourselves a Wisconsin buck right there.
All I had to do when I got here was just to make sure that it was on and the gun was clean.
As I put a target in back of this, and so when I pull this off, it's basically going to tell me where it went through at. You always aim at the back leg on the opposite side of the deer. And if you can hit that back leg on the opposite side of the deer, you've got yourself an animal.
This episode of Training Camp was brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend.
No, he's behind that tree right there. I can't see.
And I'm telling myself, just calm down, you know, and I backed the scope off because I had it up on high power.
A couple of steps right there. Here comes the shot right there. Another step or two right there. Yep.
I thought I missed him. So I'm getting ready to shoot again, and all of a sudden I see him wobble a little bit, boom, and he falls down like 40 yards from where I hit him.
Yes. Oh, I'm shaking. Oh, man, I'm telling you. You talk about something putting a smack onto it. Right there, man. Oh, XP3. I killed some nice buck with Paul, but I want to tell you, that's a big buck right there. That's a nice buck. What's the chances of getting a deer like that on film breeding? And what's the chances of coming out and actually taking that same deer on the first day of Wisconsin deer season? I've been told I got a horseshoe up my buttocks. I'm beginning to believe it myself. That's an awesome buck. Awesome. Big old heavy gnarly thing, ain't he? He was the man. At 62, my heart still pounds. I don't have to have a stress test.
Paul put the tape to him, and he was right at that 170 mark, you know, and that's just absolutely fantastic. Biggest deer I ever shot with a shotgun, that's for sure.
You set the bar really high for me now, Bob.
That night we were sitting by the cabin reminiscing about Bob's hunt. We're watching the field, and out walks this beautiful 10-pointer. And he's one of the bucks that I had on trail camera all summer.
There's movement back there. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, that's him. That's a big 10-pointer. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Winchester Legends is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. By Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. By Redhead, finest in the field since 1856. And by Swarovski Optic.
Another step or two right there. Yep.
It's another trophy buck for Bob Foulkrod to add to the others he's already taken on friend Paul Keller's Wisconsin land.
All the hard work that Paul and Tammy and Seth do, I didn't have the heart to take them deer away, so we just put them on the wall. Paul said, you get this one here. He said, you may want to take that one home. We got a tradition started.
Paul Keller grew up on this land and started hunting it with his family 32 years ago. But he can tell you that the real story hasn't been the hunting, but the management that's made the hunting.
My dad and grandpa basically got me started in hunting. They hunted in northern Wisconsin in the 40s. Well, when I first started hunting this property in the late 70s, we really had trouble seeing a buck, let alone killing one. It was discouraging to say the least, as for a young hunter. Since then, the property has come a long way. I mean, we've increased our deer numbers, and also we've really grown some deer that have approached 200 inches.
There's a half a dozen buck are going to be shooter bucks next year, and that shows you that quality deer management, and especially Paul's program, is working, because you've got all those size deer all the way up to the ones we have taken.
We're watching the field by the cabin there, and out walks this beautiful 10-pointer. And he's one of the bucks that I had on trail camera all summer. The nice thing of it was he was within 40 acres of my stand. The next morning, Bob and I traded roles. Instead of me taking him out to hunt, he took me out to hunt.
I think I was more nervous than he was. I was up bright and early, and I'm sitting there waiting a half hour for him to get up into the bunkhouse there where he's going to change so I could take him out.
As soon as it got light, started seeing deer, started seeing some smaller bucks, some good ones for next year or the year after.
There's a couple of those back there. They're running their own.
I was looking down a shooting lane, and about 200 yards out, I seen some movement.
There's movement back there.
And I seen just a picket fence, a wall of tines back there. And I knew right away it was that big 10-pointer.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. Yeah, that's him. That's a big 10-pointer. He's at 156.
And I thought to myself, if I get a standing shot at him, I'll take it, but if he's moving, I don't want to shoot at that distance for fear of wounding him. So he walked up and he stopped. He stopped perfect.
I got him. I got him. He's down right there. Whew, I gotta go take a look at that thing. What a dandy. What a dandy. Man. Oh, that's fun. You never get too old for that stuff. Wow, what a dandy. So I had to call Bob.
I just killed a dandy. Just killed that buck. Yep, you can come get us.
And when that phone rang, I mean, it was like, oh my God, he got that big buck, you know? And it was like 178. I mean, it was just, you know, what's the chances of getting two 170 class bucks, you know?
Is it the big one? It's the big one. Big 10. Big 10.
It's an honor and a privilege to be coming up here and calling Paul, and Tammy, and Seth my friends. We have taken a pair of booners in Wisconsin shotgun season. That's unreal.
You just have to be happy for a man that can put all that time and effort into it, and the sweet smell of success is when he grabs a hold of those horns and you can see the excitement in his eyes and he tells you the story. You have to be happy for him.
Well, you wanted some memories. You got some memories.
Right down what hunting's all about.
Exactly.
Yes, sir, boy. We had a couple beauties to put in the back of the old outdoorsman.
You betcha.
I taken a fantastic buck, and then Paul took a fantastic buck, and then some of his friends came over, and they brought two fantastic bucks. So we got a picture with 4 bucks over 170. That kind of shows you what the area's got and the potential.
There's more to Wisconsin deer hunting than just getting your buck. After that comes the ritual of heading into town to the DNR check station, where a story or two waits to be told.
There you go. I'm ready for town now.
Winchester Legends is brought to you by Winchester Repeating Arms, the guns that work. By Hunter Specialties, for sportsmen by sportsmen. By Redhead, finest in the field since 1856. And by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend.
It's a family tradition. They shut down work for people to take off. They shut down schools just for the 9-day gun deer season.
It's just awesome hunting up here in Wisconsin. I can't tell you how much I appreciated coming up here, and I'll never forget it.
Friends, family, and a couple of booner bucks. And that only leaves loading up the deer in the Ram truck and making the way into town to the social center of the check station.
The check station is extraordinary. I never believed in a check station before until the Whitetail Challenge, and when you take a deer to a check station, everybody comes out, you know, they look at them, they take pictures, they put them in a scrapbook, and you have people coming through, and when you're in there, everybody's smiling, and it keeps them enthused. They can't wait to get back in the woods, and as it should be. And that's what Wisconsin is, I believe, is all those memories and all those anticipation and all those scrapbooks.
It's great to see that camaraderie and the people getting along and having fun, and it's just a really cool thing.
Pick your hunting partners like you'd pick your wife, somebody that you want to spend time with and be happy if they're successful too. When it's all said and done, all you have is those memories of hunting camps and the memories you made with your family and friends.
Whether you're a hunter, shooter, or both, Winchester has you covered online. Visit Winchester.com to learn about innovative new products, promotions, and what ammo to choose for your next adventure. Launch the award-winning ballistics calculator. Customize your shooting conditions and choose and compare your favorite ammo from 5 categories. Download the app for your iPhone and carry the ballistics calculator with you in the field or on the range. Be a part of the Winchester hunting and shooting nation. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. From expert hunting and shooting tips to exclusive video footage and news, Winchester is your online resource for all things hunting and shooting. Winchester.com. Experience the American legend.
I like being this guy.
I like it too.
Yeah, you go back, you take a nap.
Relax, yeah.
You got a friend and he can't be happy when you shoot a buck like that. You don't deserve to be a friend. I can't sit there and say I anxiously waited for the phone because I went back and laid down.
You didn't pace around like I do? No.
What are they saying, that cheesehead? Like, is that an insult or is that a compliment?